We're back. Here.
We're back.
Oh, man.
Hey! What's up, Previews World? It's Wednesday. It's New Comic Book Day. I am the recently COVID-less Troy Jeffrey Allen, one of your hosts.
I'm the longtime COVID-less other host, Ashton Greenwood, aka the Duchess of Free Comic Book Day.
We survived I feel like this is maybe the second onslaught of COVID, right?
Oh, yeah, because you and I were both like deathly ill in February of 2020. Do you remember that?
Were we? Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah. Actually, no, I'm still not sure if that was COVID, but I kind of do feel it was.
Yeah, Carrie was convinced it was too.
Yeah.
We were both like hacking up lungs.
Carrie was like patient zero, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Shout out to Carrie. Beyond all the COVID talk, right? The season is upon us, right?
What season would that be?
Well, I got a list.
A list of seasons.
Because I always, so it was Festivus, Christmas.
Festivus, oh yes.
Xmas. Because I mean that's the thing, right? I mean still Christmas, but still. Okay. Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and I might be forgetting something else probably at this point.
I'm sure.
But I always have these moments where I'm like, someone will be like Merry Festivus or whatever, and I'm like, wait, is that a new one?
Is that a real thing besides like a Seinfeld joke? Is that an actual thing?
Isn't Festivus like a combination of just throw it all in a pot and that's what it is?
First time, only time I ever heard of it was on Seinfeld, which I can't be sure if it was real or not because it was.
Time for the airing of the grievances.
Yeah, exactly.
I forgot that I was actually on Seinfeld. Like I thought that was something more recent, but you're right. That's the Seinfeld thing. I totally forgot about that. Anyway, happy upcoming whatever you want.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
The safe one.
Not all these holidays, of course, celebrate gift giving or emphasize gift giving, but we do have the holiday gift guide. It's still a very nice way to kind of give something to the one you love or lust or like intensely, right? Or maybe even just because you feel obligated because this is kind of like a guilty thing that we do this time of year anyway, right? So with that said, the holiday gift guide is available to you. It is on our website right now. You'll see ads for it across our website, but also at the bottom of the front page, there is a holiday gift guide section. And you get a nice rundown of all sorts of things that you can pick up for, the nerd in your life. I mean, look, we are post-nerd culture, I think, at this point. So everyone knows someone who likes something nerdy.
For sure.
I would say so, yeah. There's got to be something in here for somebody in your family or a friend or somebody in your life that is perfect for gift giving, right? For example, the gift guide does have Klaus by Grant Morrison and Dan Mora.
Is that in the gift guide?
That is definitely in the gift guide for Boom Studios. And it just so happens that we are going to be talking about that on the upcoming episode of the panel.
This month, no.
It's definitely this month. We're going to get it in before Christmas. We shuffled it around a little bit, like a little inside baseball. But yeah, we shuffled around a little bit. But we definitely want to, of course, talk about this before Christmas dropped.
Sexy Santa?
Sexy Santa.
Oh my God.
As has been pointed out. I don't know if you want to join this one, you can. Like I didn't really give you the option, but I mean it is there if you want to get in on this.
I would need to acquire the book.
It's upstairs.
Oh,
yes. So
if
you're into it, I'm excited just because I'm a Grant Morrison mark.
Right.
Like anything Grant Morrison, I'm just like gobbled up, and I've never read this.
Really?
I just never got a chance to read it. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, there's a few holes in my Grant Morrison reading. But this is definitely one of them. And I'm excited because I've never gotten to, and it is right around Christmas, so it's the perfect time for it. Yeah. And like you said, it is Sexy Santa. He kind of goes from the angle of a very Scandinavian view of Santa. And it also kind of asks, like, what does Santa do 364 days out the year?
Yeah.
So that's the angle that he's taking. It's very Grant Morrison.
Fight crime, apparently.
Something like that. Like there definitely, I've seen images of him fighting like an evil snowman. So I think we're going in that direction. With
I might be joining this episode of the panel.
I mean, if nothing else, I'll just give you a copy just so you can read it. But if you want to do it, let me know. We'll toss you in there because it's going to be me, Mia, and Canadol X. So we'll make it a whole official Previews World family.
That would be kind of cool.
Right? And have you in on that too. But that's the 23rd. That's actually next week, Friday. I don't think we've settled on a time yet, right, Johnny?
3 o'clock, I believe.
Yeah, probably 3 o'clock.
Okay.
We typically do them 3 o'clock on Friday. But yeah, keep an eye on that because we'll be pushing that out, letting you guys know more about that as the week goes on. What else we got going on? What's going on in the world of comics?
Something from the Previews gift guide or holiday gift guide you wanted to mention.
There's something from the gift guide specifically?
Something turtle.
Oh God, yeah. I saw the weirdest thing from the gift guide. So
let's hear it.
You know, I do the social media for Previews World, and so we've been trying to like just kind of pinpoint things in the gift guide and just drop them onto social media, let people know that it's out there. There is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cooking set, cookbook gift set.
What are we cooking? They only eat pizza.
Well, pizza. That's it.
Okay.
Of course.
Pizza. Okay, pizza cookbook.
Pizza
Heard.
cookbook.
Understood.
It
so
comes,
is it just a bunch of different pizza recipes?
I think so.
Does it come in a pizza box?
It
like
comes
that?
in a pizza box.
God, that's brilliant.
And it comes with an apron.
Oh, whoever came up with that, just brilliant, truly brilliant marketing.
So yeah, just the type of, you know, you can find the obvious stuff, right? You can get yourself like a Marvel hardcover and all that stuff, right? Or you can go really off the reservation and get something really wild like this. Because I guarantee you, the Ninja Turtles fan in your house is not going to expect this.
God, that's so clever. Oh man, I wish I had a Ninja Turtles friend.
Absolutely perfect, absolutely. You know, I saw there was a quote tweet. I actually just saw that this morning. I didn't look and see who it was. So I am curious. We won't put it, don't put it up now, Johnny, because sometimes you never know. What else? Where's some other stuff?
We do have some comments already coming in.
What's that?
I said comments.
Okay, what's up, comments?
Let's see. Ubaldo, hello everybody.
What's up, Ubaldo? Welcome back.
As always, our friend Annie Fox checking in. Hi,
hi.
Hey, Annie.
And our favorite troll, Mystical Green
Beanie.
Says he's looking forward to Grant Morrison's dark and gritty take on the origins of Kwanzaa.
Perfect. Yeah, me too. Me too.
Way back in the 90s, yes. Yeah, was there something else?
I got two things to say. One, I got demoted out of the rolly chair because I keep exiting the shot. So now I'm in just a regular chair because Johnny's sick of me. That's what I saw this week. I walked in this room and was like, damn, took my rolly chair away. The second thing is the Laura Braga art for Free Comic Book Day. I don't feel like we ever talked about this.
No, we didn't.
Even though we announced it back in like the beginning of November.
And also we were really excited to get her in general.
Right.
So, yeah.
So Laura Braga's doing our commemorative art for Free Comic Book Day 2023, and I was really hype about it. Troy hooked it up. She did the Art on Blossom 666, which is probably my favorite Archie horror title. And so she tackled it here, and we always ask that the commemorative artists, you know, pull inspiration from Free Comic Book Day as the event, whatever that means. Sometimes it means like the type of story. Last year, Tyler Kirkham did the whole thing with the big robot.
Right, yeah.
But this year she reached for like community and like the togetherness of reading comics with those two kids in her art, and I'm really excited about it.
Which is great, yeah, absolutely.
You can get it as a t-shirt at your local comic book shop. It's going to be on a nice navy t-shirt, which is kind of cool. It matches the other colors she has in there. And it'll be available in youth and adult sizes.
All right, nice. Yeah, no, actually, we never did mention that on the show.
No, I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, like shout out to Laura Braga. Thanks for hooking it up. Much appreciated. All right, let's get into some comics.
Let's do it.
We're definitely running a little bit late today.
Might be.
What's at comic shops? Let's do it. All right, should I go? You go? Who goes?
I got nervous. I thought we were going to do a nose goes
thing.
No. Panic.
Do you want to do it first?
I'll go, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So my pick this week is Art Brut. And I'm really excited about this because it's the same creative team behind Ice Cream Man, which I'll get back to in a little bit. But so that's W. Maxwell Prince and Martin Morazzo, who I actually had to interview with one of our comic talks back in 2020. They were great. So this is interesting because Art Brut has already seen the light of day. It was originally published under the name The Electric Sublime. But this is a special edition remaster of it, and it's presented in its originally intended name and concept.
Okay.
And so, you know, you're obviously familiar, but for those who are not, it's basically Arthur Brut, who is this just completely nuts, like bonkers artist, kind of sets out to save the world of fine art. It's crumbling. Interest in it is falling by the wayside, and he's the only one that can save it. But like I said, he's nuts. Like at this point in his career, they literally call him the Mad Dream Painter. Like his whole shtick is like he literally sold his soul to fine art.
Okay.
But now he's got to face those paintings again that drove him to insanity, and figure out kind of how we can make art relevant again and make people care about it again.
Interesting.
Which I'm all about.
Yeah.
And that tends to be true of artists in general. I mean, Van Gogh is kind of the poster child for that. But I think it's an interesting take on it, and you'll get art history in it, but you'll also get like your mystery, police procedural, and a bit of a psychological thriller too. So it kind of ticks a lot of boxes here.
That might be a little wild, yeah.
And this cover art is awesome. This is the I think 4th cover. There's 4 variant cover, well the main one and then 3 variants. And this is brilliant. Also, I was worried it was going to be something robot related when I first saw that cover. Glad we skirted that this week.
Although there's no shortage of just robot paranoia right now. I'm here for it. It's about time people got hip to this.
Yes.
We didn't talk about this last week, but like, yeah, the recent AI art stuff has finally got people a little worried.
As it should. I don't understand why this is the thing that made
it is
people
kind of strange,
nervous,
right?
though.
Yeah, maybe it should be the robot dogs with the guns in their heads. But
Right. Or like Alexa, who will offer you to buy something off of Amazon that you mentioned in passing like 4 weeks ago.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail. You know, we can get on this subject very quickly.
45 minutes of why robots are going to ruin all of us.
But Art Brut, yes,
Yes.
number 1.
And then Ice Cream Man, I wanted to circle back to that really quick because these same creators did Ice Cream Man, and there is a new Ice Cream Man out this week. It's issue number 33.
Oh, wow.
Starts a new arc. I am, you know, I've long since fallen off on this. I'm very behind. I think the last one I read was 21.
Okay.
But, you know, I like it a lot, and maybe one day I will catch up again. But I do recommend Ice Cream Man. It's very creepy.
Does it come out every month? I feel like it doesn't.
It does not.
Yeah, okay, because it's been a good minute.
Yeah.
But like, okay, all right. I wasn't sure for a second, but any idea why they renamed it Electric Sublime to Art Brut?
I do not know.
Interesting, okay.
I ran out of time to do research on that.
Okay. No, I mean, I just thought I was curious because I remember seeing the solicits. I did not read the book, but I remember seeing the solicits for it. So that's kind of interesting. Also, it's a little bit crazy, like a crazy concept, right?
Yeah.
And I'm kind of into that too. So maybe I'll check it out. Actually, the reason I bring up the crazy, right, is because
nervous.
you knew there was a segue coming. I got a newsletter from Mark Millar this week, this morning actually, that I managed to read while I was still waking up. And he reminded me of something about comics that I love, that comics are crazy and they are fringe, and we should keep that going, right? So let's embrace that some more, and that is why I'm picking up Nightclub from Image Comics, all right? I got a copy here already.
Is that Rey Mysterio?
No, it's not Rey Mysterio. I see why you would say that. Although I would love a book about vampire luchadors.
Right.
I
would read the hell out of
now
that.
you got the wheels turning here, Ashton. But yeah, Nightclub is by Mark Millar, and I'm going to try really hard not to. I was trying so hard to pronounce the name earlier. Okay. I'm going to say Juanan Ramirez.
Yes.
I'm going to say Juanan Ramirez.
Sounds good.
The angle here is basically a 17-year-old becomes a vampire. And we talked about this before.
Bad news.
Yeah, well, we talked about this before because I equated it to Kirsten Dunst's character in Anne Rice. When they first announced this early on, and just sort of like that weird turmoil that kind of happens because you're always a child.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not sure if that's where this book is going, although I think there might be elements of it in the story itself. But Miller definitely adds a new wrinkle to it, which is the 17-year-old opts to use the vampire powers to become a superhero, right? Now, because it's Miller, and actually it reminds me a little bit of Kick-Ass now that I think about that.
Okay.
But because it's Miller, you can kind of count on this going in a very dark direction.
Sure.
Like if you've read this Kick-Ass, like it's going to go in a dark place.
Left almost immediately.
And it's also a vampire story, so it's definitely going to a dark place. But yeah, you know, Miller is one of those guarantees for me. I know not everybody loves his stuff. Some people think it's too edgy. I was just talking to a friend about Old Man Logan and how out of control that story was.
Okay.
And how they tried to adapt it into a Hugh Jackman's Logan movie.
Right.
And it's like no way 90% of that stuff is going to make it on screen.
Wasn't Logan R anyway?
It was R, but
oh man,
yeah, the stuff that Mark Millar did in the comic.
Wow.
I'm actually surprised Marvel published it, truthfully. But
oh damn. Okay.
But it's a wild ride, and not for the faint of heart. And a lot of Miller stuff is like that. That's why I like his stuff, because it is crazy, it is fringe. He'll shock you, he'll gross you out. He'll drop a few pop references in there, of course.
Nice.
He'll ramp up the action and definitely throw in some dark humor. And you feel like your $3.99 is well spent. But here's the crazy thing about this, right? This book, if I can pick it up, is
How did you get that?
It's $1.99. You know, truth be told, we always get the Image books in.
Oh, okay.
into the offices. So yeah, but this book is
Wait, so it's only $1.99.
It's only $1.99.
It's 32, like a standard issue comic.
Standard issue comic is about 32, 36 pages, something like
wow.
that. Yeah, so
definitely your money's worth.
Definitely your money's worth. And yeah, I'm very curious about it. And actually, the newsletter he sent out this morning reminded me that it was $1.99. I was like, oh. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick this up.
Yeah.
Like I'm just gonna check it out. I like Mark Millar. I think that he definitely does the wild stuff that makes me kind of go ooh, you know. It's like a cringe and a laugh, and then I'm like, okay, what else is gonna happen?
Right.
So there's a lot of that. I'm actually looking forward to just an ad for his new series Nemesis on the back too, which are the sequel
That's an
Nemesis.
awesome ad.
Yeah. So
Wow,
yeah,
okay.
definitely check that out. That's in comic shops today.
Stall.
Who?
Stall.
Saul.
Stall. For a second.
Oh, stalling.
Oh, I think I feel like we've effectively stalled by not understanding the question.
It was like Saul, like Better Call Saul. Like what's going on?
I don't like Saw the movie, the
Saul, the
slasher
movie.
movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The Gems of the Month video.
Oh, the Gems of the Month video.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
so
Yeah.
typically, I'm glad you mentioned that because typically we would do like a What's at Comic Shops and me will give you a rundown of everything's out this week. But we're going to give you guys a glimpse into Gems of the Month. In the meantime,
Is that Gems for the December catalog?
That's for the December catalog, right? I actually haven't gotten a chance to even look at the December catalog. Things have just been so crazy around here lately.
I can't believe January catalog's coming out next week. I've not even looked at the December
I just thought
catalog.
about that. It is coming out next week. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to play catch up. We're definitely stalling. I actually had a chance to for November go through the catalog and just kind of update all my pull box at my
nice.
local comic shop, which was
Yeah.
actually kind of fun. That's kind of the joy of it for me. Is just I kind of go like, oh, I'll give this a shot. I'll give that a shot.
Yeah.
Also, I read Lovesick.
Ooh.
While I was sick, I read Lovesick.
And?
It is exactly what you thought it was.
Oh, great.
I'm actually a little lost in issue 2. I'm not sure what direction it's going.
Okay.
I mean, I'll put it like this. I read the description of it. I don't know if you can throw that up on the screen, Johnny, like just in case people want to know what the hell we're talking about.
No, I'm trying to get the.
Okay.
We're
that's
too
fine.
busy stalling.
Yeah, like the description tells you where it's going, but like by issue 2, I was like, there's no real indication that this is going in this direction. But it's a weird, gory book. Yeah, it's
really?
It's definitely a dark one. It's definitely a little
Is
moody.
2, you said the second one's out already?
Issue 2, maybe not. Issue 2 might not be out yet, but I read. No, it is out. Yeah, because I read both issues. Yeah.
I should have gotten on the preview.
But yeah, issue 1 and 2 are out now, and like that's Image Comics, by the way.
Ooh, the cover to number 2 is awesome.
The artwork's great. Like I love the artwork and like the overall design of the pages and stuff like that. Like there's some really cool stuff going there. I think the artist is an Italian artist. I'm definitely a fan of it.
Wow,
But
just like Laura Braga.
it is very similar to Laura Braga a little bit. Yeah, right. Oh, well, you mean the
Well,
Italian?
she's Italian
yeah,
too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean that's also the other thing about it, right? I think I've talked about this before. Italian art, South American artists, Central American artists, the Philippines. They're all taking comics by storm right now.
Oh my God, yes.
Like all of them, and like yeah, it's been a thing. And actually, I think I mentioned this too before. DC and Marvel have definitely benefited from some of that stuff because I was saying some of the artwork in the DC, the Marvel stuff in particular was kind of these last couple of years, and it's nice to see that stuff kind of bounce back. Anyway, Johnny says we're good, so we're going to go ahead and show you the Gems of the Month for December, and when we come back, we'll get into some news. How about that?
A new month means a new previews catalog, so let's look ahead at the Gems of the Month from inside December's catalog. But that's just some of what you can pre-order at comic shops now. You can see more comics, graphic novels, toys, and collectibles by heading on over to PREVIEWSworld.com/catalog.
I just saw that the ad for the back of Nemesis says the biggest bastard in the world is back. Which
That's
is
amazing.
Which is accurate. He's a super villain, and like that first book was pretty nuts too. Definitely keep an eye. Actually, matter of fact, you can see issues of Nemesis, the upcoming issues of Nemesis, in the December catalog. Even though issue 1 is about to drop in January, December is for the month of February.
Yeah.
Yes. So definitely keep an eye on that, and you can do that by going to PREVIEWSworld.com/catalog, or just ask your local comic shop, hey, where's the latest issue of Previews catalog? And they should still have some copies laying around as well. All right. You ready for some news, Ashton?
I'm ready. The news this week is wild.
Yes. All right, let's do it. News this week. Let's run it.
News.
I really appreciate that low effort.
It was low effort. It was all right. It's okay. It's the end of the year. You know, he's been going strong. Got to give Johnny a break. It's all right.
Hey, I'm just trying to make sure I remember what we're doing. We haven't been all together in like
That's true.
4 weeks.
That is true. I can't believe it's been 4 weeks since all three of us have been on the show.
Yeah.
That's kind of nuts. I guess Thanksgiving.
And then you were sick.
And then I was sick, and then I had to not be here for like another week because I was sick.
Last
and so
week was
then
me
it was
and
you,
Natasha.
yeah.
And Riley. We didn't
And
have
Riley,
Johnny
that's
last
right. Didn't
week
have Johnny
either.
last week. Yeah. So there you go. We're back.
Getting the band back together.
Getting the band back together. There you go.
It's going lukewarm.
I mean, that's kind of like, just normal for us.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's okay. What is going on in the news, Ashley?
All right. IDW is doing a thing.
Oh, yeah. This is
They're
interesting.
celebrating the way past cool quinquennial of Sonic the Hedgehog with their 5th anniversary edition. What is a quinquennial? I'm still not sure, but I think it has to do with it being 5 years of Sonic the Hedgehog comics. That's my understanding.
Right.
So they're celebrating a half decade, and apparently also the massive accomplishment of over 1 million collections sold of their Sonic books.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Which is a big deal.
That is a big
So
deal,
the celebration will be taking place in April with Sonic the Hedgehog #1, the 5th anniversary edition. So it's an expanded reissue of the classic Sonic the Hedgehog #1 from IDW. So it gets the original creative team back together for an all new story, short story I should say. So they're reissuing the first #1, and then they're adding as kind of back matter or backup story a new short story by the original creative team.
Okay.
If that makes sense. I feel like I fumbled it.
No, you got it. Nailed it.
What else? Okay, so also in the back matter will be a cover gallery of kind of all the different covers over the years and some sketches and how they ended up getting to their final versions. And this will be hitting shops. Just kidding. I could not find a release date for this, actually.
Oh, okay. Actually, isn't it somewhere in the article? Johnny, do you see it in there?
It's on IDW's website. There's no date. I read this article 4 times. I'm like, is it me? Am I the problem?
It's a secret.
It is a secret.
Oh, April. In April with
but
Sonic the Hedgehog
no date.
Oh, no hard date. Okay,
Yeah.
I get you. I mean, April's fine. April works.
We'll do April, yeah.
So look forward to the February catalog of Previews World.
Yeah.
So this is actually way out. So there you go. 2023.
You gotta get your quinquennial celebrations in order.
Yes, I guess so. There you go, quinquennial.
It's clever. I'll give them that. It's clever.
I like it.
All right, more Mark Millar stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so Mark Millar and Frank Quietly, who are according to the Image press release, the best-selling Dream Team, which I do love that language.
I'm gonna say yes because their book. Oh God, I'm blanking on it right now, but it was great. Jupiter's Legacy. There you go.
There you go. Okay.
It was great.
All right. Well, we're gonna come back to that in a second. All right. So they're launching the first issue of The Ambassadors in March of 2023. So a lot of exciting stuff coming up. And they're roping in a list of in-demand artists to each handle 6 of the interconnected issues. So that lineup includes.
Oh, it's gonna be very interesting. I see one name on there. I'm like, how are you gonna say this one? Matteo Buffagni? Buffagni?
Buffagni. Yeah, I like Buffagni.
That sounds like a hateful word. I'm not sure. I'm sorry.
That sounds like a swear word.
It sounds like a swear. Anyway, I'm ready. Go ahead. Sounds like a racial slur. But anyway. I'm sorry. The way I said it sounded like a racial slur. I'm sorry. Apologies to Matteo.
Oh man. Okay, Oliver, Coipel, Travis, Charis, Matteo.
Sorry. I'm sorry. That's on me. I should not have done that to you. I apologize.
Matteo Buffa.
Jeez, my bad.
You ruined it.
I
Also,
ruined
Matteo Scalera, second Matteo, and Carl Kerschel.
I'm so sorry. So awful. My bad. Yes, the big game. I think Ashton needs a second ear. My bad. It is coming out in 2023. That much I know.
Okay, all right. Carl Kerschel was the last one. If you didn't catch that. Okay, so this 6-issue miniseries is part of the highly anticipated Big Game Summer event, which is going to tie in a bunch of these Mark Millar titles. It'll pull from Nemesis, it'll pull from Nightclub, and also a new volume of The Magic Order, which, as a side note, is going to be a Netflix show at some point in time. Okay, so then the ambassadors will lead directly into this big game event, and they're going to tie even more of the Millar World characters together. So Kick-Ass, Kingsman, Starlight, Jupiter's Legacy, as you mentioned, and a bunch of his other characters and worlds are going to all just like smoosh together into one universe.
Yeah.
March 29. We have a hard and fast date for this one. Ambassadors #1 on March 29th.
Nice. Now it's February's catalog.
Oh, that was painful.
I'm so sorry. so sorry. My bad. No, that's January's catalog. January, February, March. Yeah, that's January's catalog. Yeah. I mean, I'm excited about this. Like, I've been kind of reading. I haven't read all of Mark Millar's stuff, but like, I've read a good chunk of them at this point in time, and so like the idea of these characters all kind of coming together in some way, shape, or form is kind of fun.
Awesome.
This is also the guy he wrote Civil War, Marvel Civil War. So this is not strange territory for him. So very cool. I'm into it. Let's do some comments.
And he's going back to our discussion about AI earlier.
Uh-oh.
There was a story about killer police robots in San Francisco.
Yes. Oh, it was voted down. Okay, so San Francisco said forget it.
Still, the concept of that it was even like brought to the table.
Yeah.
Why is everyone so determined to make the police force robotic?
Yeah.
Why do you want to do that?
Well, it's also kind of messed up too. Is like I didn't read the entire article, but I know for a fact that I think it's San Francisco. Yeah, San Francisco has a huge homeless problem.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And this whole thing, just like, I could just see like killer robots attacking homeless people.
Yes.
Like it just seems like and like I was actually talking to a friend of mine about this. Like I think we underestimate how close AI is to like being perfected right now. Like we're kind of just sort of like whatever. But I know earlier I said people are finally taking it seriously, but still, I see a combination of like, poop on it, and I'm like, I don't know, guys.
The thing that makes me nervous about robot police force is like, say they do go on a killing spree, right, and they're just like murdering homeless people.
Yeah.
Like, there's no real repercussion for that. Like, it's a robot, so I mean, one might argue it doesn't have a conscience anyway, so it's not going to feel. And you could make an argument that like certain type of serial killer wouldn't have a conscience. That's neither here nor there.
That's a good point.
But you can't enact any sort of consequence really that would have any sort of like satisfying outcome. The same way you would like maybe put someone in jail and give them a life sentence. You just turn off a robot, but that's not.
That's not justice, really.
No, I don't think it is.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. Yeah, it's just a weird. We're in a weird space, man.
Yeah.
We really are. Like,
it feels like the plot to iRobot.
Yeah. I mean, it is a plot to iRobot at this point. We're basically just walking right into it at this point.
Ubaldo's saying he's glad you guys are doing better. The band is back.
The band is back. Thank you, Ubaldo. Any more comments we got?
Yeah, Stan is saying that their audio is a bit low. That look at the audio. The video and transitions are incredibly louder than our wonderful host.
Oh.
Should I yell? Would that fix it?
So, how are we doing today?
I mean, admittedly, I kind of bellow, so that part is understandable. But like, yeah, maybe we should work that out at some point, because he's not the first person to mention that to me. All right, let's talk about funner things.
Funner. Let's get funner.
Spider-Verse. There was a trailer for it. This is actually the second trailer. I think the first one was a teaser. This one's a trailer. Yeah. Johnny was kind of down on it a little bit. You were saying like you didn't get to see a lot in this new one?
He said nothing happened, nothing new.
Okay, so right now what I'm playing here is about a little over half into the trailer.
Yeah, actually.
A lot of the first part of the trailer, I would say maybe a good third of the overall trailer is like pre-used footage from the teaser.
Yeah.
This looks like, you remember that game? Jack.
Jack?
Yeah, from the PlayStation 2. Is that what it's called?
Jack?
Yes!
Oh, okay.
giving me that
It's
vibe.
giving you those vibes. You know, it also reminds me of there was a game called Jet Set Radio, and it kind of gives me some of those vibes too.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that might have been Dreamcast or something like that. No, you know, I'm a fan of this, and the cool thing here, I've been seeing people online is they're furiously speculating who all these characters are.
Sure.
Like, you know,
Lots
which
of Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is this from which thing, which comic book, which storyline, et cetera, et cetera. There's your boy Oscar Isaacs
Yes.
choke slamming
That's what I
Miles
like.
Morales.
That's what I like to see. Get him, Oscar.
Well, you know, I think it's interesting because it looks like they're going in a direction that I did not expect, which is that it looks like Miles might be an obstruction into getting into the Spider-Men and women, saving
Spider people,
right? Saving the universe or the multiverse or whatever like that, which is kind of interesting. And I mean, there's also kind of a play on some of the Ultimate Spider-Man stuff that's happening there. I loved the first one. Absolutely loved it.
Oh my God,
and,
yes.
And I did not expect to love it that much. And truthfully, I was not a Miles Morales fan until I saw that movie. The character had been around since the late 2000s. And the movie probably didn't come out until like what, 2018, 2017, something like that.
Yeah.
I just wasn't big on the character. It just kind of